Everybody in the world has embarrassed themselves at some point throughout their life. Whether that be you've fallen off a chair, you have messed up in some way, shape, or form. And what most people deal with that and how they deal with that is they believe that people are often thinking of that and laughing about that in the background, right? So you fell off the chair in school or college, or you fell down the stairs in work, or something along those lines, right? You believe people are actually thinking of that and remember you for that, which in reality, they're not. The harsh truth is that nobody actually gives a fuck about you. And that is brutally honest. That's as brutally honest as I can be. Nobody actually gives a fuck about you. Nobody remembers that. Yes, they probably laughed in the moment, but in saying that, when it comes down to it, give it a day, 2 days, a week, people have moved on. They really do not think about you, and nobody actually gives a fuck. And that is just as simple as I can put it. So, what point am I getting at here? Well, the fact that nobody is actually thinking of you. You fear judgment. You fear being laughed at. You fear messing up and people laughing at you for that. But what you don't realise, as I've said, is nobody actually gives a fuck if you've fallen over, if you've made a mistake, if you've messed up. They might think about it for 5 minutes, but after that, they do not actually care. They've probably forgotten about it. They've probably moved on. You understand me? So right now, you might be just about to leave school. You might be in between school and college, or school and a potential career. You might even be in a career. And you're not liking it. You're not enjoying it. You don't see yourself doing this thing long term, right? Which is interesting because that is most people in life nowadays. Is they're in a job that they don't want to be in. They're doing a degree that they don't see any benefit out of, and they're not going to get any benefit out of. When you were 8 or 9, 10, and you were in primary school, your teacher probably asked you what you wanted to do with your life. And I bet you did not say working in a supermarket for the rest of your life. You didn't say that you wanted to do gender studies in university. And you probably do not want to work in a call centre or a factory for the rest of your life either. Which, working a part-time job is all well and good, and it's great, and it gets you money now. It gets you moving forward now. But, as I've said, when you were younger, one of the main things was you spoke about the cars you wanted to drive. You spoke about the house you wanted to live in. You know, your foolish, childish brain wanted all these, materialistic items, which, it's understandable, right? But in order for you to have gotten that, there would have had to have been a job, a business, or something you really enjoyed. You had a passion. You probably still have passions to this day. Hobbies that you're not earning anything from, that you could be earning from, right? Like, Think about this, right? I'm a law student. I'm doing a law degree. I work part-time. I'm currently between employment, but that's a different story, right? But I worked part-time, law student, and then I've had different businesses along the way. But I really enjoy this. I really enjoy researching. I really enjoy learning new things, expanding my horizons, broadening my view of the world. I really enjoy improving myself and making myself the best version of myself I can be. And of course, I really want to do the law degree. But this can bring in money as well, eventually, right? So, what's holding you back? And maybe it's the fact you're fearing judgment, you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do. But as we've already distinguished, nobody actually gives a flying fuck about you. They don't give you a second thought. They're too focused on their problems. Think about it. Think about the last time somebody embarrassed themselves in front of you. Chances are you can't even think of that off the top of your head because you don't care. You have your own things going on in life. You have your own worries, your own struggles. You have shit that needs to get done. And that's what you're focusing on. You're pretty selfish, to put it bluntly, which there's nothing wrong with, right? And that's fine. Nobody actually gives a fuck. So, what are you fearing judgment for? Because at the end of the day, it's your life. It's what you want to get out of life. Not what everybody else wants for you, but what you want for you. So then we move on to not knowing what to do. Well, you do know what to do because you have passions, you have hobbies, you have interests. Like for me, I came across self-improvement as a concept a couple of years ago. And I have been working on myself. Obviously not fully for 3 years, but on and off. I've had periods of my life where I've been leveling up and periods of my life where I was focusing on other things. Like between Christmas and now, when I wasn't uploading on YouTube, I wasn't as consistent in the gym. Yes, I was still doing a lot of my habits because they still need to be done. I'm not improving myself. I'm not getting to the next level, but now I am. But at that time, it was about getting the exams and getting college out of the way and sorted first. You understand me? But improving myself, becoming the best version of myself, fulfilling my potential, having the life I want to live is important to me. I really like self-improvement as a concept, like improving myself, leveling up in all aspects of my life, not just one area. And then I come here, I turn on my phone or camera or my laptop, depending, and I'll press record. And I'll sit down and I will record and talk about things I'm learning, about what I'm doing to level myself up and helping other people who are behind me get to where I am now. And then as I level up, I'm just going to keep delivering more content, keep getting people to the next level. So what's stopping you? Let's say your interest is, I love MMA. I've been doing martial arts my entire life. I don't think I see a career for myself in it or a future in the sport. Especially, I've been doing it, I'm 20 years of age now. I was doing it for 13, 14 years. Started when I was about 4. And picked up a whole load of injuries, obviously, over the years. Done irreplaceable damage to my body. So it's not really a viable option, but I still do it. So let's say football for you, or MMA. Let's say, I don't know, you know your own hobbies. You know what you like. Why not try and start a side hustle based on that hobby, based on that interest, right? Because you know what to do. Record content. Maybe you like Instagram. You like learning the algorithm for Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter. You could work on a business's social media, right? Which I've done in the past. Maybe you like selling products. So you could start an e-commerce or dropshipping store. But there's plenty of options, plenty of avenues, ways to monetize your interests and hobbies. And you shouldn't let the fear of being judged stop you from trying. It's actually quite stupid, because we've already distinguished that nobody actually gives a fuck about you. And at the end of the day, we covered this yesterday, it's a race. Life is a race. And there's other people who have cut out meaningless things in their life, things that don't provide them value, things that aren't going to get them to the next level, things that are holding them back. They've cut those out and they've prioritized. And yes, you're going to have different priorities at different times. But it's about maintaining the growth you've made and then putting all your focus into something when it becomes time to. But at the end of the day, in this race, people are chasing what they want. They're going after the life that they want. They're going after the money, the status, the girl, while you're sitting back wondering, thinking about it, which is completely ridiculous. Why are you thinking about it? If I get an idea, act on it straight away. Constantly researching, constantly doing things to improve this YouTube channel. Constantly researching and learning things to improve myself. You understand me? That's how you win. So why are you fearing what other people are thinking of you when they're not even thinking of you in the first place? So, you have no excuses now. Figure out what hobby, what interest you could start as a side hustle to earn money doing, and go from there. Have a lovely day, and just remember, the only thing that is doing the thing is doing the thing. Mwah.